Welcome to the second part of my talk on process view and strategy. In this talk, I mainly discuss competitive space and strategy. Competitive product space. Customers define the product they want in four-dimensional space of price, quality, variety, and response time. Firms need to define process competencies in four-dimensional space of cost, quality, flexibility, and flow time to match these requirements. Product attributes and process competencies are defined in a four-dimensional space. It is not possible to visualize a four-dimensional space. We can represent it mathematically using matrix notation or vector notation, but graphically it cannot be represented. We can graphically represent three-dimensional space, but grasping a concept in a three-dimensional space is not as easy as grasping a concept and representing a concept in a two-dimensional space. Therefore, throughout the rest of our discussions, while we are talking about four-dimensional space, we only represent two of those dimensions. And we assume the other two dimensions, at least for the time being, are constant. I mean, the attributes of the product or capabilities of process competencies in the other two dimensions, at least for the time being, is constant. For example, here we are talking about two-dimensional space of variety and quality. Company A has low variety and low quality. Company C has high variety and low quality. Of course, company C is better than company A, because at least in dimension of variety, C is better than A. Company B has the same variety as company A, but quality of the product of company B or quality of the process of company B is better than that of A. So B dominates A, and D dominates all of them. Therefore, in this two-dimensional space, when we move in this direction or when we move in this direction, we are getting better. Moving outside of the origin makes better products or processes. Now look at this situation. Here we represent quality, the same as before, but in the horizontal direction I have cost instead of variety. Here company A and C are the same as long as quality is concerned, but C has higher cost compared to A. A dominates C. B and A have the same cost, but quality of B is much higher than A, so B dominates A. D and B have the same quality, but cost of B is much lower than D, so B dominates D. In this graph, you see in this dimension, in quality dimension, as I go outward, I get better, but in the horizontal direction, this direction towards origin is better. In order to make my graphs consistent, instead of cost, I will use cost efficiency, which is 1 divided by cost. So if product C or process C has high cost, it has low cost efficiency, because then 1 over cost becomes small. If it has low cost, it has high cost efficiency, which is good. And therefore, instead of cost on this dimension, I show cost efficiency. Company B is more cost efficient compared to company C, or product B is more cost efficient compared to product C, or process B is more cost efficient compared to C. C and D have the same cost efficiencies, but D has higher quality. A and D have the same quality, but A is more cost efficient. Its cost is lower than D. Now in this graph, as I move outward, I get better. The same is true for flow time. For example, in this graph, I am showing quality versus flow time. For quality, if I move in this direction, I get better. For flow time, if I move in this direction, means flow time is longer. It takes more time to produce the product. Process requires more time. Our customer will get the product in a longer period of time. So if I move in this direction, I will get worsen. In this direction, I get better. Therefore, on this dimension, instead of flow time, I show 1 over flow time, and I call it responsiveness. Therefore, instead of flow time, I will show responsiveness. Company C or product C or process C has a higher responsiveness compared to company B or process B or product B. Product D or process D has high responsiveness. That means it is good and high quality. Again, in this graph, moving outward makes me better. Therefore, on my graphs, I will show quality. Then in this direction I get better. I show variety. And in this direction I get better. I use cost efficiency. And in this direction I get better. And I use responsiveness. And again, in this direction, I get better. As I move outward, I get better. Let's look at this situation. Here, again, I'm showing a two-dimensional space. I forget the other two for the time being. I see two products, product A and product B. Product B has high variety, but it has high cost because its cost efficiency is low. Product A has low variety, but its cost efficiency is good. Its cost is low. One firm, low cost and standardized product with a small variability. Another firm, expensive product and customized product. Which firm is better? We don't know. It depends on the strategy and the market segment that these companies are looking at and the customer value proposition they have prepared. This one may be a company like Walmart. This one, a company like a jet manufacturer for very wealthy people. Both may make good profit, or both may get broke in a couple of years. Strategic positioning defines those positions that the firm wants to occupy in the competitive product space, the current position and the direction. Here we show two firms in a two-dimensional space of responsiveness and price or cost efficiency. Firm B has higher responsiveness compared to firm A, but its cost efficiency or price efficiency is much lower. The direction of the firm is to even make its price higher and at the same time increase its responsiveness. Company A has low responsiveness. It takes more time to put these products out of production and into the hands of the customer, but the price efficiency or cost efficiency is quite high, and the strategy of this firm is to even make its price lower but improve its responsiveness. A firm must ensure that its competitors are not capable of imitating its position. The strategy of a firm shouldn't look like a block, because all other firms can imitate a block. It should look like a sculpture, such that if another firm wants to imitate it, it takes a lot of time, energy, budget, and so on and so forth. It is difficult for competitors to imitate an array of interlocked activities, interlocked processes. When Southwest Airlines became successful, many companies tried to imitate what Southwest did. But Southwest created a sculpture. For other companies to become a Southwest, they should destroy themselves first. What is the best strategy? We don't know. There is no single solution. Zara, its strategy is timely yet limited variety at modest cost and quality. Aravind and Shoelace, their strategy is low cost, high quality, minimal variety, average to long response time. Corolla, Flow Shop, decentralized assembly plants close to market, short flow time, low cost. Ferrari, Job Shop, a single plant, longer flow time, high cost. McMaster Care, high flexibility, high quality, quick response time, high price. Walmart, short flow time, low inventory, low cost, average quality. 6 different enterprises with 6 different strategy, all are successful. Let's see what is an efficient frontier. These are different products or different processes or different firms. For example, these two processes, they do have almost the same responsiveness, but this process is an expensive process, this one is an inexpensive process. Since their responsiveness are the same, therefore this is a better company. Look at these two companies. This one has better responsiveness compared to this one and has a lower cost compared to this one. This process, this product, this company dominates this process, this product, this company. Efficient frontier is the minimal curve covering all the current positions. So if I want to find a minimal curve, that's it. This is efficient frontier. These are world-class organizations. They are trying to push the efficient frontier outward. These are not world-class organizations. This company can improve itself in this direction and also in this direction. It can become this company without any trade-off. The company can improve its situation in both dimensions. However, this company or this product or this process, if it wants to become more responsive, it should increase its cost. It cannot go from here to there. It should go from here to here. They should do trade-off between cost and responsiveness. While these companies, they can improve their responsiveness and their costs. A focused process, a focused organization occupies a small portion of the four-dimensional space of competitiveness. For example, here in this two-dimensional representation, this focused process has small cost variations and small responsiveness variations. So it can produce product at this cost or lower cost products at this cost. Fast operations here, smaller operations here. This is a focused organization. But it is not a world-class focused organization because it is not on the efficient frontier. This is a focused organization. This is a focused organization. These are also focused organizations, and these are also focused organizations because each of them occupies a small portion of the four-dimensional space, or in this example, two-dimensional space. However, these organizations, these processes are world-class because they are on the efficient frontier. For example, here we are talking about low cost and low responsiveness. This is a world-class non-emergency hospital. Here we have very high responsiveness and very high cost. This is a world-class emergency room. Both of them are focused because as long as responsiveness is concerned, they are in this range and this range. And as long as cost is concerned, this is in this cost range and this is in this cost range. They do have operations which have small variations in cost and small variations in responsiveness. This is an unfocused organization because it has some operations which are very inexpensive and some operations which are very expensive. Some operations which require a long waiting time, some operations which are done pretty fast. Focused strategy, if this is cost efficiency, and if this is quality, cost of its operations, cost of its processes are in this range, a small range, and quality is also in a small range. This is also a focused organization because the quality of the product they produce are in a small variation. They are all high quality and they are all high price. But an organization like this means they produce very high quality products and they produce very low quality products. And they produce both of them on the same line. This company cannot compete. A focused organization has all its products high quality or average quality, high cost, average cost, or low cost, high responsiveness, low responsiveness, or average responsiveness, high variety, average variety, or low variety. We do not have a company, we do not have a successful company who can produce 1,000 items. Some of them are very low cost, some of them are very high cost, some of them are very low quality, some of them are very high quality, all under the same management, under the same plant, under the same operations. A focused strategy is committed to a limited set of objectives in terms of demand and supply. Demand means we don't produce 100 different types of products for 100 different market segments. We are committed to a limited number of products for a limited market segments. And in terms of supply, we don't use all types of input, very low quality input, very high quality input. We don't use all types of technologies, automated technologies, manual technology, and computer integrated manufacturing. A focused process is not limited to few products. Focused process is one whose products all fall within a small region of the four-dimensional product space. If they are not falling into a small portion of that space, then we need to have plant within plant, or PWP. We can produce several types of products, some of them at high volume, some of them at low volume. But high volume products should be produced in one plant, low volume products in another plant. If we have very high quality, very expensive products and average quality and low price products, our company can produce both these families, but this one should be handled in one plant, this one in another plant. This one should be under one management, this one under another management. And that is what we call it, plant within plant. Therefore, the business strategy can be diverse, but the entire business is divided into several mini plants, each with focused processes. One plant with plant may focus on low cost, the other may focus on quick response time. So now look at this two-dimensional space. This one is price efficiency, this one is responsiveness. This product is much more expensive than this product. Price efficiency of this one is high, price efficiency of this one is low. But responsiveness of this one is very high and responsiveness of this one is very low. This company is almost a world-class organization. This one, no. And this is the efficient frontier. World-class organizations are here. If they want to change their situation, if they want to reduce their costs and move in this direction, they don't have any other choice rather than in this direction and go here, unless they can push the efficient frontier upward. And that is what technology does. These firms, which are on the same array, share strategic priorities. So this one, which is here and wants to go there, this one which is here and wants to go there, this one which is here and hope to go there, they all have the same trade-offs for price efficiency and responsiveness. If this is the strategic position of these three firms, then they also have the same strategic priorities. They do almost the same trade-offs between price efficiency and responsiveness. Firms not on the efficient frontier are not on strict trade-off. They can make simultaneous improvement on more than one dimension. They do not need to trade off. Firms on the efficient frontier need to trade off. What does it mean? It means this firm can improve its price efficiency and responsiveness and move from this point to this point. But this firm, because it is on the efficient frontier, it cannot go that way. If they want to improve their cost efficiency or price efficiency, they have no other choice to become less responsive. Strategic positioning is the direction of the improvement from the current position to the position that the company wants to occupy on the efficient frontier. So if I have a company like this and they want to move to this point, this is their strategic position. They want to improve their cost efficiency strongly and improve their responsiveness slightly. However, if this is their strategic positioning, they want to improve their cost efficiency or price efficiency slightly, but their responsiveness profound. Once again, trade-off means decreasing in one dimension to increase on another dimension. To give something in order to get something else. That is trade-off. You give your study time to work. You will hopefully not, but experimentally get lower grade, but you have more income. Another person chooses to work less, spend more time on his or her education. I told you, if I am forced to define operations management in one line, I will say operations management is a set of tools and techniques and philosophies to create smooth flow. But if you push me, I need one other definition, one other short definition, I will say operations management is the knowledge to understand trade-off. Is the set of tools, techniques, and philosophies to understand trade-off and to come out with the optimal trade-offs. Different companies intentionally choose different processes to accomplish the same goal. Compare McDonald's with In-N-Out. A very close to make to order, a close, at least until early 90s, a close process to make to stock. Different processes lead to different advantages and disadvantages. And we always are facing trade-offs. Don't forget, it is not difficult to deliver books to customers very fast. It is not difficult to deliver books at a very low cost. But it is difficult to deliver books to customers very fast and at very low cost. Therefore, in operations management and in all other things that we do in our life, we always should trade off. Give something to get something else. Once again, if you push me to define operations management in one line, I will say operations management is tool and techniques and philosophies and ideas and the whole body of knowledge to create a smooth flow. Because when we create a smooth flow, we are forced to have high quality products, since if the product doesn't have high quality, we immediately should stop the production line. And in a stopped production line, you cannot have a smooth flow. Smooth flow has a very little inventory because products come and quickly leave. Therefore, if there is a change in customer preferences and if there is a change in technologies, and if there is a change in inputs and requires variation, requires flexibility, this system can immediately respond. Smooth flow means flexibility. And of course, smooth flow means short flow time. Short response time means high responsiveness, because flow time is short. As soon as someone wants our product, we can quickly produce and pass it to him or her. And smooth flow means low costs, because products have less time to absorb overhead costs. And again, if you ask me for one other short definition of operations management is a set of tools, techniques, philosophies, ideas, and the whole body of knowledge to enable us to do the optimal trade-offs. Now let me define effectiveness and efficiency. Operational effectiveness means developing operational strategies in terms of resources that we have or we need, processes, value system, and competencies in four-dimensional space of cost, quality, flexibility, and time that support our strategic positioning, which has been defined in terms of customer value proposition better than our competitors. So, how can we have operational effectiveness? We have operational effectiveness if our operational strategy in terms of resources, processes, value system, competencies support our strategic positioning in terms of customer value proposition better than all our competitors. You have processes in place, resources in place, value system in place, competencies, cost, quality, flexibility, and time in place, which supports our customer value proposition better than that of our competitors. Let me define the difference between effectiveness and efficiency. In management, the general definition is this: effectiveness is doing right things. If the thing that you are doing is right, then you are effective. Efficiency is doing things right. So you can be efficient but not effective. You may do a wrong thing very well. You are efficient, but you are not effective. To be both efficient and effective, you should do right things and you should do them right. This is the general managerial definition. In operations management, we define efficiency as cost efficiency. A process is efficient if we can achieve an output with minimal level of inputs and resources. Low cost operations. But an effective process is a process which supports execution of company's strategy in four-dimensional space of competition. If the processes, the resources, the value system, the competencies are synchronized and support customer value proposition, then we are effective. To make it simpler, we are efficient if we are doing well in cost dimension. We are effective if we are doing well in all four dimensions.